In part one of Survivor Tocantins Behind the Scenes, we saw Scott Duncan shooting film for the main title. Now keep watching as the process moves to LA. Well, what happens next is we are back home, thank you, in Los Angeles. These are Mark Burnett production offices behind me. No, they're not terribly exciting to look at, but a lot of magic happens inside them. Okay, so we have all the footage from Scott Duncan. Russ Landau does the music for the main titles. That is the next step in this process, and for that, we have to travel to Topanga Canyon.
Hi, I'm Russ Landau, and I write music for Survivor. I wrote the theme to Survivor. And this is my Topanga Canyon studio. One of my jobs, what I get to do for each season, is to recreate the theme to represent the geographic location where Survivor is made. When I can, I do travel to location, to record all that, the ancient music. I've been to China and Kenya and the Amazon and Pearl Islands and Australia. I like to think that I'm one of the luckiest TV composers around. And we have to keep some of the main elements of the original theme, but we have to have the underpinnings changed. So I come up with various grooves here. This is sort of a bossa groove. So what I'm going to do now is I'll start adding the various elements of this in on top, and you'll see how it all fits together. Once the main title is prepared like this, it has to go back to the producers for their approval, and that goes over to our main title editor, Sean Foley.
Sean, you've been building these opens for Survivor from the beginning. Tell us your process. You get everything put in your lap, and what do you do?
Well, typically Scott shoots anywhere from 12 to 15 hours of film for the main title. From that 12 hours, we have to come up with a minute that sort of introduces everybody, sets up the landscape, the tribal influences of the area, if there are any, and then any sort of urgency and or danger that might be present for the survivors during that time.
We have 16, 18, sometimes 20 people, and you have to develop their character in 2 or 3 shots. How do you do that?
Scott spends a lot of time shooting in a variety of environments out on Survivor. Emotionally, with each character, you try to find a range of impact. So in 60 seconds, we try to capture a little bit of all of the things that they do, from surviving the environment to competing in challenges to really surviving one another.
Looking at a few seconds of this, where are you in the process?
This is version 2, which is probably the one that will air.
Really? So this is pretty close.
This is pretty close. Our executives have seen it, and they're happy. Once they're happy, I'm happy.
Something else to keep in mind is that when Survivor premiered 9 years ago, it was this crazy idea of putting people out on an island. Sean, how did that impact you when you knew you had this brand new world in which to build and open?
Well, the beauty at the beginning of Survivor was that we had no idea how wildly popular it would be. We just enjoyed it. We were out there, we knew it was something special, we were having a great time working on it, and so we hoped that that would translate, but you never really knew.
I knew.
I'd love to say I do, but I just hoped.
How do you guys keep it fresh and keep it the same at the same time?
There's always something new that reveals itself. For Scott, it's the environment. He always finds something in this new place that is fantastic. He figures out what it is, and then he goes out and he finds it and he captures it through the lens. For Russ, he looks at the musical and cultural influences, and he takes those things and he folds them into his work so that those textures come to life musically. And truthfully, I draw a lot of my inspiration from then. What Scott captures and what Russ creates sort of influence my choices. And from my perspective, I take all those things and try to create one thing that represents all of our points of view.
All right, so there you have it. The 3 main people involved in the opening: Scott Duncan, Russ Landau, Sean Foley. All 3 highly regarded in their field. This is not their first rodeo, and I shudder to think, 18 seasons in, what would have happened if just one of those guys might not have been a part of this beautiful, magical team. I hope you've enjoyed Survivor Tocantins Behind the Scenes main title. Hope you're enjoying the season.